You did it yourself?
Yeah, I did it like 2 weeks ago, but then I was afraid. I think I did it because I washed my hair on Thursdays, like before the podcast. And I think I did it Friday night because I had nothing else to do. And I went a whole week without, like, it was just in a ponytail. And I was afraid to
We
look
didn't
at
know.
it. So last Thursday was like the grand reveal. And I was like, you know what? I didn't do that bad.
I think, note to self, cutting your hair because you have nothing else to do is probably the worst possible reason to self-cut your hair. But
But it's like,
uh,
it's not like I was cutting it short. Like I was just
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
like do a little trim. I feel like I needed it. So, and
Does
then
it
my
look good?
bangs.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I haven't seen it.
I don't know what it looks like from the back, but that's not my problem. So it could look horrible. If it
That's
does,
a
well,
like solid take. Not my problem. I look good from the front. I like it. You know
don't
what
tell
though?
me.
I feel that way. So like, when this is such a ditzy thing to say, but when you're tanning, how you're supposed to like evenly tan the back and
Oh
front.
yeah.
I always only tan the front. One, I hate laying on my stomach. Two, I'm like, I can't see the back, so I don't really care. That's my
No,
take on everything.
exactly. I'll spend like 30 minutes on the front and like maybe 15 on the back. If like I
Oh
try
no,
to give it.
mine is like 2 hours on the front, 3 minutes on the back.
Oh,
That's my ratio. I just like right before I go, I'm like, oh, maybe I should turn over a little bit. But then I'm like, I hate this. And also I would rather be really tan in the front. Like that. That's what
no,
everyone's seeing, I think.
that's how I
Like
feel
if
about my
the
hair.
back of my arm and leg is not that tan. Okay. Which is kind
Yeah.
of like what you said about your hair. So
Yeah. Nobody tell me though if it looks bad from the back. But I also don't wear it down, so it's like it just is what it is.
before we get into our
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
we're on a little tangent. We're in a yap session. You know what you signed up for.
Yes.
How's your week been?
I feel like this week has gone so fast. Like today I woke up and I was like, it's already the weekend because my Fridays are super short. It flew by this week, but I do think I'm getting sick. So just when you catch a little good groove, that's when life comes and
Maybe you're just tired and you'll sleep and
I
it'll
don't
be fine.
know. I feel like maybe not, but I don't know. I had a bad workout yesterday. Like I quit my workout in the middle. I was just like, I just don't feel like doing this. And I haven't done that in a long time. So now it kind of makes sense if I'm feeling a little sick, but I don't know. What about you?
It's been a rough week for me.
Do you want to talk about it?
We can briefly mention it in case you didn't notice. My face is so swollen, I feel like. You said it's not noticeable, but like, you know how you always notice things on
Yeah.
yourself. I was crying a lot today. One of my dogs has cancer. And, if you've had a pet, you've been there. We're kind of riding the wave. And this week, one of her massive tumors got really big to the point that she's limping because it's under her leg. And I had to crash out being like, this is it. She's limping. So, which is a little irrational on my part because she's still fine and eating and happy and jumping. She's just limping. And you never know the gauge of like, I don't want her to be in pain. You don't want to do it too early. You don't want to be too late. So I took her to the vet. They gave me pain meds. They're like, we're not there yet. But I cried for like an hour before the vet. I cried the whole time in the vet. I called my mom on the way to the vet and I was like, I just need to talk to you. And my mom's like, this is what I'm here for. Then cried the whole way home, stopped my workout in the middle because I was crying she's literally fine. She's just chilling. She just ate and is fine. But it's a tough thing to prepare for. I don't know. Can you prepare for it? I don't really know.
Do you want to tell them like how you got her? Because I think that's a cool story.
Yeah, so I have 2 dogs and a cat. This is probably the best story of my life. I say this all the time. My miracle dog. So I had a dog and a cat, and I did not want a second dog by any means, but this is 4 years ago now. I was driving home from a client on Memorial Day weekend, and there's this dog walking on the side of the road, and I stopped to see if she had like tags or anything, and she turned and her throat was slit open, like completely slit open. You could see, wow. Chris just said, hey, and I feel like this is a terrible time to enter the story. Anyways, she turned and her throat was slit open. And she had like a brand new harness with store tags on it wrapped around. So they think someone had either done it, or she had pulled out of an embedded collar and it hadn't killed her, so they tried to cover it up. But it took like 2-3 hours for animal control to come. It was like 100 degrees. She had like worms. It was bad. She was dying. She was dying basically. So I went. Eventually, animal control got her. They took her to Animal Society. I drove over there. I'm like covered in like dirt because I've been sitting on the side of the road with her. I literally had a Rogue exercise band and I like wrapped around her belly like a makeshift leash so she wouldn't run away because I couldn't get her in my car. She couldn't really move and I didn't want to lift her because you don't know if they're gonna like attack you. So they were like, we can't tell you anything because we have to do a criminal investigation and she's probably not gonna make it through the night. So I went home and I was like bawling my eyes out because this poor dog I'd spent like 2-3 hours with. And then exactly 2 weeks to the date, they called me and were like, she needs a home, but she's a hospice adoption. She has cancer. Will you take her? So I was like, sure. I took her. It was like stage 1, not metastasized, got it removed, treated her heartworms for like 9 to 12 months, got her trained because she was a hot mess, had never been inside, everything. And she has lived a very amazing 4 years. We have beat cancer like multiple times in these 4 years, but now it's spread and it's no longer really treatable. But she's like went from like she didn't know how to walk upstairs. Like I literally had to move her paws and show her because she know when she like watched my other dog, she didn't know how to like we call her skids as a joke because she still doesn't get traction on wood floors because she had never been inside. So she's my miracle dog for sure. And my other dog kind of like taught her how to be a dog. But I found her outside a restaurant named Edison. So I named her Edison, even though she's a girl. So her name's Edsy. And she was supposed to be on hospice and has lived 4.5, almost 5 awesome years. And we might have a little more in her. So my little miracle dog. And her and my other dog, Rogue, are complete besties. They share a crate. They snuggle every night. My other dog was like mad for 10 seconds and then was like, this is the best thing ever. And now they're besties.
A sad story, but you gave her a good life.
That is like an amazing story, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, dogs, Edison, Rogue.
They're just chilling.
She's in her little pajama suit because she has some wounds that we're trying to help heal. But yeah, she's doing great. I'm a animal lover for sure.
Sad.
I mean, so are you.
Yes. I mean, both of our dogs. I mean, I don't have a cat, but our animals are our babies. But yeah, what a horrible time for all these people to come as she was telling that story. Chris is here. What's up, Chris? Bruce Wayne. Good morning.
Where are you?
He lives in Miami. So, I don't know.
It's not morning. Yeah, people are saying it's sad, but actually it's kind of an amazing story because she was on her deathbed and then she's like the best dog ever and she lives a very happy life.
You gave her an extra shot at life. Love that.
Yeah. And she's like such a good dog. She's like super awkward because she obviously like was never loved for the first 5 years of her life. So she like doesn't know how to, like when she wants pets, she like awkwardly sticks her butt at you. And like she's a weird dog and I love her.
I think I got Blaze from Petland, which I guess is like a puppy mill now, which I didn't know that back then, but he's got some weird quirks for sure. And we'll blame it on that. Yeah. I was talking to my mom today and she was like, well, are you guys going to talk about Rogue today? And I was like, we already did that. And she's like, no, you didn't. Like you talked about like the preview for Rogue. Yeah. And I was like, are you sure?
Your mom is on it.
I couldn't even remember. But then it's because we were on Chris's podcast on Saturday and we did talk about Rogue. I was like, I swear we already have like recapped Rogue or talked about it, but we did get to do day 1 and 2 on Chris's podcast. If you guys missed it, you guys can go check it out. He was great. Asked us some questions outside of CrossFit if you guys are
Jeremy said, sorry, you said you were here to troll us, so
him and I have made amends. Okay. I told him we're friends again until he makes me upset again, and then we'll fight again. So he's fine for now. Sprague.
What about him?
What about him? He did not win Rogue like Grant was singing from the mountaintops that he was going to win Rogue. Sorry about that, Grant.
All right. Are we getting into Rogue?
So we're going to talk about our Rogue predictions if we were right or wrong. I created a pitch deck that Maysa actually has not seen. So these are going to all be a surprise, but I went back and listened to our episode from last week and picked out some predictions or maybe like some hot takes. What?
You're on it.
I just like had the idea. I was like, why not make it a little fun?
Good idea. I love it.
So she has not seen these yet, but I took them from our clips from last week and we'll kind of talk about if we were right or wrong. I admittedly am not good at technology like this. So we're going to see if this works or not. So bear with me.
You said you admittedly what? You cut out.
Oh, I'm not good at technology like this. So we're going to hope for the best.
It's going to work. It's going to be great.
It's going to work. Hold on.
I do feel like my eyebrows are kind of popping right now, though. I'll take it. Puffy face, but good eyebrows. When I was at...
Oh, there it
yes.
is.
Did we get it right? Rogue Prediction Edition. Wow, and it's even color matched? Okay.
I know. I was like really trying to get this done in time, but so we'll see if it actually works. Did we get it right on time? Prediction number 1. Hopefully it doesn't show the answer, and if it does, the box jumps in event 1 will be taller box jumps.
I was wrong. Wrong. They
did end up being normal height box jumps, and
weren't they a little wider though?
They were like the
longer boxes.
Crash pad longer boxes, yes. Yeah. And this was actually a clip. You did say they were either going to be taller or longer.
Okay.
So half you got it half right. But I think, and I can't remember, you can probably remember better than me, the actual workout. This was the long muscle up workout with box jumps. And what else was it?
Yeah. Handstand walks, double unders.
So yeah, they were just kind of like a nuisance. They didn't really do much, I think, in that event. Ended up being...
Have you ever done wide box jump overs? I've never done them. I wonder if that changes like the way you do them.
We have like the crash mats kind of or like the 12-inch. I guess we have those, but I've never used them for people that are kind of afraid to jump onto like a wooden box, but I've never used it. You do have to cover more ground, but it was interesting because I saw that athletes were almost standing on like one side, like to the very left, and they were just jumping on like the right or left side of the box instead of in the middle, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if that's also because they're like so close together.
Maybe
that it like adds a little. I don't know.
Jeremy says changes a smidge, but it's not much.
I just have never done those. Something I don't have access to.
I think if they would have been taller, yeah, it still probably would have been almost the same. Like
or
if
they could have made them clears like Crash. That was crazy.
That would have been cool. But I do think like the main event
was the log muscle up part.
Correct.
Because it didn't matter. Like people were getting there so early and then crashing and burn it. You know, like if you don't have them, you don't have them.
Yeah.
Did you see Olivia Kerstetter posted like, I have to find this because it was funny. She posted like that, you know, whatever, great event, blah, blah. And then said that she has like stuff to takeaways to work on. And then Jacob Hebner commented log muscle ups. And then her coach, Trey Paulson, was like, weekly horizontal pegboards. And Jacob Hebner was like, I can install them on my driveway. So the only way to get in and out of my barn is a horizontal pegboard. And then like her coach was laughing and he was like, she was like, you guys are keeping me humble. And I was like, that's so funny. I love that combo. He's like, went from her coach, transitioned her to proven. So like, I want to say gracefully, it was kind of like, this is the right move for her, but still is so involved and in her corner. I just think it was all so well done.
They're the best little duo. I like them a lot.
I know, it's my favorite.
Prediction number 2. Jason Hopper is going to win the back squat event.
That was my prediction, right?
Yeah. A lot of these were your predictions because I don't really know. So here is the official results from the tax collector. Colton Mertens took first.
Oh,
And Jason
yeah.
Hopper got not last, 10th place.
Why did I think I was like, yeah, I was right. And then I was like, wait, no, sorry. Yeah, you didn't do great in this workout. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Any like surprises? Yeah, I mean, when you said that, I didn't like discount it. I was like, oh, that's definitely possible, right? You would think that he would be good, but like you look at James Sprague in 3rd, that's kind of surprising to see James in 3rd and Jason in 10th.
And like there's a lot of talk about that, and like he obviously, I think he was interviewed at some point about it, or about his strength in general. I don't know when he was interviewed, that he's come a long way. And I think a lot of these athletes that don't have the top end strength, like James Sprague, maybe even I would say comparable to like Haley Adams, can rep a lot of, I know she didn't do well at Rogue, but like can rep a high volume at a like higher percentage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
To be honest, that was dumb of me because Colton Mertens and squatting, duh, like it's 40 back squats. But I will say, I would have still put Jason in the top 3, even if I'd like thought about it more. I definitely would have put him above James Sprague because his sandbag's so good. His dumbbell snatch is very good. And he's strong. Like, I guess he's just longer, maybe. And that, I don't know. But James Sprague did surprise me on that because, but then remember at WFP when James beat Dallin and Jason in the squat workout? It's when he the squat clean workout. It's when he teabagged Jason and it was a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Did I lose you?
Forget that? I'm here. Can you guys see? I think both of our internets actually are not great right now.
But remember that. And so like James is definitely getting better at high volume squatting at like a moderately heavy percentage. And I said I think the sandbag would matter. And you're right that I think most people said that it didn't, and they were right. I was wrong. So
yeah, I think that actually might be a question. I can't remember if I deleted it or not. So that might come up in a second. But as soon as Kenneth said never bet against Colton on squat workout, I don't know how we forgot about him when we were having that conversation, because the second I was watching that heat with him in it, I was like, we're so stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Why did we do that? Of course because he won. I know it can be different, but he won the back squat event with ease at the CrossFit Games, right? Like, so silly. And I'm like, I don't know.
Any squat event, like, anytime there's a high volume squat, like at Mayhem Classic, remember, and stuff, he does very well in squat events. I thought in my mind, obviously, like I should have put Colton above, but in my mind, there was like an echelon of athletes that the squat would be the same for, and then the other things would have more impact. But the squat was a differentiating factor. So it was a wrong prediction. I'm sorry, people. I make mistakes.
Let's go to. We also said the dual will have another odd implement like it did the previous year. So that was one of the workouts that we didn't know what it was going to be, but it had the power stair the year before, but we knew that probably wasn't going to be in it because that was announced in a previous event. Yeah. I think this one we could maybe make an argument for if it was or not, but this ended up being the dual 3 log traverse.
I mean, I would think so because they've done bagged pedestal. I don't know that that's an odd implement.
That's true. I was thinking the hand over hand sled pull, but maybe it was the pedestal. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, the hand over hand sled pull, is that an odd? I don't know. We do that in CrossFit. That's not like out of the realm of things people would train.
Jeff says that the bag was odd. Kenneth, sandbag was odd. Maybe it's like not a crazy thing. It's basically just a clean. You were just cleaning it up onto the pedestal, but it's nothing like the power stair.
Yeah, I did think the handlebar sled was cool because we don't get to see that often, especially not in a sprint style, like lighter and longer. I feel like it's usually in rounds. It was impressive. Laura came from behind every single time, and she had such a good pull. I thought that was cool. It was cool to see, like, it didn't matter, like DB and Danny, they were so fast on the logs, and she would catch them anyways. And I mean, I thought that was fun.
Just said, but it wasn't a regular sandbag, though. I think it was, right?
Was
was
it
just,
shaped weirdly,
I
or
don't
was it
think
just really
so.
full?
I think it
I
was
just
just
thought
a
it
full
was really full.
sandbag.
Like, I don't know.
I did.
Um,
I did think like the sled pull was fun because that's where people caught up, right? Like the log traverse, there was maybe like a second or something in between people, but you would see the first person get off the log to the sled, and sometimes they were like the last person off the sled. Laura's a perfect example. She was like kind of taking her time on the logs and then would just zoom by everybody on the sled pull. She was
I know.
so smooth.
She said, like, in her interview, did you see? They were like, "What did you learn?" And she was like, "I was just trying to learn to go faster on the log, but like it didn't happen." But she still won. But I think also like it was cool because you could see like Danny Spiegel would start out kind of as fast as Laura, but like the endurance wasn't there to keep up that like fast pull. And Laura's pulls just stayed the exact same the whole length. And I'm like, damn, I mean, she's very good at pulling anything pole related. She's like great at muscle ups and toes to bar and rope climb, stuff like that. But yeah, I thought that was fun to watch. I think I also always love watching Danny and DB do stuff like the log traverse because they're so fast. And did you see? I reposted it on my story. Was it Hiller? I don't know. No, Craig Ritchie maybe posted that slow mo video of Pat over the log. That was crazy.
He looked like an animal, like
Like,
like an actual animal.
like he didn't touch it, and I know other people didn't touch it, but he like cleared it. It was like a phew. I was like, this is the craziest. Yeah. I was like, that's just, and also, I'm gonna throw it out there. At his age, it's more impressive. It just is. Like, because I think like you lose some of that springiness, and it's impressive. I expected more from Guy. We didn't get it.
I think like watching something like that clip of Pat Vellner really showed to me. I'm like, that is what athleticism is.
Yep.
Like so cool. And then I think we had like a wall traverse kind of in a competition that I did, and it was a partner workout, and I was like, I'm not going over that wall. Like I made it was like sandbag squats and cleans and then like wall traverse or I don't know something. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'll do all the sandbag squats if you jump over that wall. I get scared to do something like that.
I
It's
talk about
so
it
different.
often, like the difference between being fit and being athletic, right? Like those are very different things. And it's so interesting because I don't know why in my mind, like if you told me the top athletic men, like I always say Ricky because he's done a lot of like, I
Sports.
think biking, BMX,
Yeah.
those kind of sports. I would not put Vellner up there as like one of the more athletics, but he definitely is. Watching him do that, he is like, and he was a gymnast, I believe, right? He did elite
I think
gymnastics,
so.
which like you're athletic if you did gymnastics, you're
Yep.
explosive power. But prior to that, I don't think he would have been like I would have said Jason Hopper's athletic because he played football, right? Like there's some but I wouldn't have said Vellner, but he definitely is. He's so athletic. Like
I
D
agree.
freak athlete. We know
Yep.
that. Um he kind of disappointed in that, I'm not gonna lie.
I think he started off well. I did fast forward through some of them because I caught it on the tail end, but I think the first few he did really well, and then he kind of fell off. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but I always think the dual event is super exciting, and it was. I loved watching it. I think
The
it's
bo-
that like bracket style is fun.
the boys, PC and Brian and Wes did a recap show a few days ago, and they were somewhere in the conversation. They brought up the graphic. I think it was Patrick brought up the graphic that they had on the screen for the brackets, and that was really cool to see like where everybody was at, who was going where. Like the imaging and the graphics for that, I think were awesome. Definitely need more of that, but we also don't have a structure like that very often where we have a dual
Yeah, it
bracket
was like
style
it was like a sport.
Yeah,
Which is not really what we see that often at CrossFit.
it was super cool. I enjoyed that. Okay, next prediction.
I feel like this is so fun for me because I don't even know.
I know. Here we go. Event 3 will be a sandbag workout, not a back squat workout.
Yeah, we already talked about this. I was wrong. I didn't think it wouldn't be a back squat workout. I thought for the majority of the field, it would be a back squat workout. And then for the, like I said, the top tier, it would be the same. Like if your back squat is over X amount. But I'm wrong. I was wrong. I can be wrong. I'm wrong.
I did go back and I tried to watch some of the live feed to see, because we also talked about if specifically the females were gonna break up the back squat, and I think the majority of them did. Maybe like round 1, some went unbroken, but a lot of people did break up the back squats. But it sounds like, at least listening from the broadcast, that it really was just about controlling your heart rate. Like a set of 10 is going to skyrocket your heart rate. Then you're hinging and bending
Yep.
heart rate. And then that sandbag does not help at all. So I think it was more so like not panicking and just trying to control it. And then like the last round, you can really kind of go for it. But I do
like
think
when you saw like Olivia Kerstetter, like her squats were so smooth and she still broke at the end.
Yeah.
And she didn't probably need to, like you said, it was just managing heart rate for everything else. So that kind of makes sense. I didn't want to pull this comment before I lose it. Jeff said Chandler Smith's father was a D1 fullback, so he has major athlete genes. I went to college with his father. That kind of makes sense too. I would put like if I Chandler Smith up as one of the more athletic athletes because he doesn't move super well, like from a finesse technique, all of that, but he's just gritty and athletic and like can move.
Did you see Jesse's post of like Chandler earlier today? I'm not gonna bend my arms as much on the pegboard, and then there's a picture of him and his arms are just like constantly like this. On the dude is so strong, strong.
Like his brute strength is unreal because he gets away with a lot more than he should because he's just so strong. Which I say this all the time to everyone that I work with, athletes in my gym, like it pays to be strong because you can get away with, I don't want to say bad technique. Like I never want bad form, but the stronger you are, the more resilient you are and you can get away with certain things, right? Like I think in myself, the example is I have no thoracic mobility. Like I don't have any arch at all whatsoever. And I can do a lot of muscle ups because my pull is strong enough.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and that, I mean, I think it pays. Strength is always going to pay off.
Yeah.
And like people who are stronger can get away with more in the gym.
I mean, I experience that, I feel like, every day.
Someone said, doesn't need to be pretty as long as you're gritty. I kind of like that.
I so feel that. No, I agree.
To a certain extent, like we're not going to cross the line where it's unsafe. But I always think like your envelope of function, I talk about that a lot when I get nerdy about PT things. The stronger you are, the bigger your envelope of function and capacity. So you can't get away with more.
Yeah. Yep.
Why is my, okay.
All right. Next one.
Prediction number 5. There's a whole transition.
Oh, well, my thing didn't work. But Alex Zan will win event number 4, which is the bench press workout.
Okay, I did say I didn't know how she was at horizontal pegboards, but I was assuming she would be good.
She didn't do bad. I mean, 4th place obviously is not bad, but she did get capped, which means.
Yes, and that at the end of the day, that workout was like, could you traverse the pegboard well? Because you could even rest 20, 30 seconds on a bench press and be fine because if you could move that. I guess maybe thought the bench press would have more effect on that workout. Jeff said Lucy finishing 3rd in that event was a bit of a shocker. I agree because her wrist history, the surgery she had, all of that workout is like one of the like to think of gripping a pegboard and bench press and all of that. But I feel like Lucy's shocking all the time recently. Like
But is it shocking anymore? It's been.
I don't know. I think this was the event where you're like, okay, it's no longer shocking. She's just that fit. But I do think she's also not a flashy athlete. She's super like quiet. She's not. I don't say she doesn't have a big social media presence, but she doesn't give off like influencer. She's more like, I'm an athlete. I'm here to do my job. She's also, I'm pretty sure, a full-time coach, like all that. So it's just different, I think. And she was not in the scene for a long time with her injury. So she kind of, her come up was quiet, maybe. But yeah, she's so impressive. Honestly, I need to stop underestimating her because she's good at everything. And she said too, she made that post where she's like not known for being strong, and I'm like, she's strong. It's like she's strong.
And yeah, no, she's definitely strong. I think, and the boys also talked about her in their last podcast too, just about like she's not going to win a max lift event, right? That might be one of her worst, but outside of that, she's almost always in the conversation. And I think back to that, what was it, the deadlift handstand walk workout this year at the games where she went basically head to head with Tia, and like people thought she wouldn't do well at that event, and every time for whatever reason nobody talks about her, and she's, I think, got her worst place finish at a major competition this year is like 5th at WFP, I think is what Brian said. Like she's consistently top 5, which is crazy. I think
especially because like her competition experience post injury is pretty limited. It's just big, like WFP, Wadapalooza, like the game. Do you know what I mean? It's just like big competitions, which is just impressive because she had such a big injury and such a life-changing kind of she's just impressive all around. I
think the coolest part is that every time she like has a good finish or she has a good placing at a competition, she's like utterly surprised. Like it's not just like,
but I think
another one
from like, I don't think people fully understand what her surgery entailed, and you should go and look at her post about it because it's not like she had a minor injury. Like it's crazy what they did.
Grab my strong hand, Campbell.
And I think probably for her, it's just like shocking in that when you've had that big of an injury and you don't like so much uncertainty, she didn't even know if she's going to be like fully functioning right with her arms. So like they like cut a bone and a new bone grew and all this. It's crazy. I think it's probably just like continuously shocking that she eventually, I'm sure that wears off, but like that journey for her, if it seemed long for us, I'm sure it was like insanely long for her. But I was impressed with her.
Jeff says Lucy must be descended from the men who fought in the trenches during World War I. She is tough. She really is tough. We love her. But yeah, Alex Kazan, which is crazy. She got 4th and was capped. But I do think it was like the last
pegboard. She was doing really well, and then it fell apart. And like, once that's gone, it's gone. Especially with like, it's like a legless rope climb, like, and even longer. Like a rep like that is so taxing, and once that's gone, everyone was saying like she's resting for so long, and I'm like, yeah, but you need maybe 2 minutes for grip to come back sometimes, which I'm sure when you're standing on the competition field can feel like a lifetime. But even more, if you think when you go to failure on a rope climb pegboard, maybe even 3 minutes to get that back, and then I imagine horizontal is harder.
Yeah, definitely. She was like, I can't remember. I think it was like her and Alexis Raptis were like neck and neck. I don't know if they showed Lucy much, but like she was on pace to finish, and she just
doing very well, and it just fell apart.
Yeah.
Or like she had to rest, and I was like, you could tell because she walked away from the pegboard and everything, and I'm like, damn, she got to that point. Where it's gone, but that's where they're flirting with that line. It happens.
Yeah. I hope that these don't show the answer, but maybe they do. I don't know. Prediction 6, Laura Horvath will have her worst finish on Pay the Piper, which is the strict wall-facing handstand push-up event.
Okay. But we talked about this with Chris Beasterfield. Did she cheat? No, okay. She didn't cheat by the fact that her judge allowed her to do it. It's not like she went. But I don't know what the standards were. We talked about, I don't know how you standardize that. Like, I guess you have to maybe lock out your knees, or like your hip can't pike. She was, yeah, like CrossFit said, strict-ish. I do know that wall facing is better for her based on past experience and mechanics. It's just better for some people. I think Olivia Kerstetter was also doing it a little bit. Hers was the most blatant. Hiller made a whole video on it. Of course he did. How do you feel? How do you feel about these?
It's crazy because you talked about this in the episode last week when we were talking about this event and what Laura was going to do.
She did it last time.
You were like, "Do you remember last time that she did that weird kipping, like wall facing handstand push up?" Or I don't know. You said something about it when I was listening back today. I was like, "Oh, she was like right on the money." And I do remember, like, I was like, "Oh, well, it's only 12. Like, you should be able to do 12." It was descending reps, I know. But I was like, surely she can't be one of the world's fittest women and can't get 12. Okay. She ended up in third place in that workout.
Yeah. I was impressed. I do think she's found like a little bit of a loophole. I kind of think it's like James Sprague and the GHD kind of thing, where eventually they're going to have some sort of standard to change that. We talked about different ways you could standardize that. I think it is hard. I think at the end of the day, her judge let it ride. So she did you're going to push the envelope as much as you can, right? Everyone has things that are, some people are great movers all around, but a lot of people have things that are harder, and they're going to do whatever they can to, get the movement, right?
I never think that I don't want to say it's never the athlete's fault, but like, that's what the judges are there for, right? Is to like, on movement quality and standards. And if they don't call it, especially you're going so fast, like there's videos that I've taken of myself and I'm like, and I go back and watch them. I'm like, oh, I was like not hitting full depth on a squat, but I'm trying to move fast. Like there's just a lot going on.
I said that with the Brooke Wells and the burpee thing. Like, let's be real. Brooke Wells knows how to do a burpee. It's not like she doesn't know how to do one. She was moving.
Somebody posted the same thing about Justin Medeiros.
And nobody said anything. And his chest wasn't there. And that happens, right? Like, happens to all of us when we're trying to go fast. And that's why you have a judge. I think hers wasn't the way it was because she was trying to go fast. It was because they were very difficult. And that's maybe the same thing, right? Like, I think like there's so many nuances to that, right? Like, I have a hard time locking out my elbows on ring muscle ups just the way I am. And the position I'm in, it's very hard for me to completely lock out. And I'll push so hard and think I'm locking out. And then I'll watch videos and they're still kind of soft. And she might have been fighting for her life and thinking, I'm pressing, I'm squeezing as much as I can, and my hips are piking, because your body's going to find the path of least resistance when you're trying to get through something. If her judge no repped her, it probably would have been a different outcome. I don't think she could have done it any other way. Like, I don't think she had capacity. I think that was the only way she could have done it. And it wasn't like the burpees thing. It's like, had they said something, it probably would have taken a second or two off, but they would have been able to do it. With her, the difference is I don't think she would have been able to do it to standard.
Correct. And that's not like I think I said last week when we were talking about this too, I'm almost positive Olivia did that at Crashed last year as well, because I remember there being some sort of conversation. So it's not like this is just a one-time thing, like a one-time occurrence. This has happened in more places other than just them two. So.
And Olivia also struggles with pressing. She's been very open about that. We know Laura struggles with pressing. I think that competitions now need to look at this. Has happened 2, 3, 4 times.
Yep.
We standardize this because it does make a difference. And I don't know exactly how you standardize it. I think we said something about straight line or straight knees or hips have to be in a certain. I don't know, but that's not my job. It's someone else's job, but they got to figure it out.
Yeah, judges let it happen. So I think it's definitely fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Prediction number 7. I think there's 8. So this is a 2-parter. Olivia Kerstetter, did I spell her name right now? I don't know. Has the potential to win and will potential to not have a bad event. I don't think I spelled her name right now that I'm looking at it.
I think that is right. Is it not?
Is it? I don't know. I
Yes,
always
it is.
like.
Yeah, it is. It's right.
Is it? Oh, amazing. I always like try to go back and spell check, but I was rushed. Okay, so Olivia did not win. She got, hopefully this works. Final place. She got 5th place. So honestly, not that far. And we said she was a contender, could be a contender. And was she in the top 3?
For what?
I think at some point, like throughout the weekend or no?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I can't remember if she was or not. She did have a few bad finishes.
The long muscle
It
one right
cut
there.
off the last event. I think 5th was her last event, but she did have a 14th, a 17th, and a 16th.
She did have 2 first places though, so like, I mean, not the, the 17th. Which one was that in? The run?
That was
No.
the first event of day 2. So,
event 4, which was, I'm trying to think. My brain is fried.
thank you guys for validating that I can spell correctly.
Everyone's on it. But yes, I love Olivia. I'm always going to be Team Olivia. So I'm a big Olivia Kerstetter fan. Patrick Clark said she podiums with P-score. I think it was funny because they said on the broadcast when Laura won the horizontal pegboard by so much, they're like, how crazy that she could win by 2 minutes, and she doesn't even get credit for that. And I was waiting for them to be like, but if it was P-score, and they didn't. So I thought it was funny. Yeah. I overall think she's did very well. I mean, she's still.
She had an incredible weekend, I think. And you think back to Wadapalooza SoCal, where she beat Tia in that event, and then she goes to Rogue and has 2 event wins. It is crazy. And I think did I say this on Chris's podcast? I can't remember. But Jason Hopper won a 1/3 of the events at Rogue.
I know. He just had that one, like 7th, 18th, 19th placement that killed him.
A 1/3. You can win a 1/3 of the competition events and not be on the podium. That's crazy.
I know. And I also think like you could be on the podium and not win a single event. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's Justin Medeiros. Every time I feel like he's won the CrossFit Games. It's crazy how the point system works. I did read I scanned through the article about the P-score, and I don't think it changed much, but somebody here I think said, oh yeah,
PC
Patrick,
said,
yeah. She podiums with P-score, which is a lot of money.
Sure. I think that it was a great weekend anyways. I also think like, again, Rogue favors someone like Olivia to do well because she is so strong. So
agreed. I like if she could fix those few events. What was that? The run event? What did you look to see what event 4 was?
Let me pull it up right here. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I just can't remember off the top of my head because it was the long muscle up. The run, which we talked about last week, might not be a great event for her. And that's something that we also talked about, is that it was going to be a ruck run, and it was not. It was just straight up running. So definitely a disadvantage for her.
And it was combined with rope climbs, which I think is not, a big strength for her. And then, why am I struggling so hard? Hold on.
Does anybody remember what event 4 was? It doesn't even really matter.
That's right here. I got it. Event 4 was the crux. It was the bench press. The bench press horizontal pegboard.
Okay.
Because she's bad at pressing. And she's like posted like her whole off season is pressing. She's always bench pressing. She like rebounds her bench press really hard, and then the horizontal pegboard is not going to be good for her. So yeah, that was event 4. What was the other event she did not great in?
The running event
Oh
and
yeah.
the bar log muscle up
Mhm.
event.
And I think the thing is, like, she does so well in the event she does well in. If she,
Yeah.
like, she doesn't have to be great, she just has to get more of a mid-pack finish than a
Yep.
back half finish, and she'll
Yep.
be, I
Yeah.
mean, which she's so young, like,
Yeah,
so
she's got time. And she got like 5th place is not bad at the Rogue Invitational. So last one.
okay, I'm ready.
I'm waiting for it to like not work.
Oh,
Jeffrey
God.
Adler will podium but will not win.
This was yours. But I also agreed, I think.
You said he would podium but not win, and I said I definitely did not have him winning.
You were wrong.
There he is, the champ. We
Okay.
did talk about Laura. We both said that Laura was most likely going to win. We both were so sorry, Jeff.
We were wrong. I think that also I did say that we're gonna have to see like what version of him shows up because
Yep.
has had injuries, and I think he showed up and showed up strong.
Yep.
I didn't want to get into this with you, so I think it was Dens posted or reposted that like Laura and Jeff winning Rogue is bad for CrossFit because Laura doesn't compete in CrossFit and Jeff is not like, I don't know if they were, I don't want to, I may be paraphrasing wrong, but just not like the biggest ambassador of CrossFit or whatever. Maybe that's what they were saying, or doesn't promote it as much. I don't know. Because he does compete in CrossFit. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, I don't know. Does Rogue even advertise themselves like as? They don't, because they're not affiliated. So I mean, they're still doing functional fitness.
But I would say that I don't know. Yeah. I mean, in general, I think it's just a very CrossFit watched event.
I don't think.
And I also think they were saying that because both of them are not like very talkative in interviews and stuff. Maybe that's what it was.
Neither of them are though, especially Laura. And I know you had
That's what
texted
they're
me
saying. Yeah, neither of them.
that Laura, that was like the best interviews that we've
100%.
ever seen Laura do ever. She was like so
Happy,
and
smiling. I think she was obviously winning, but I do think, I don't know if it was better because she was winning or just overall seemed in a better mood. But she talked way more. That's aggressive.
I mean, I don't disagree. Jeff has the personality of a dead moth. Yeah, he just doesn't have a ton of personality.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe it's just not. I don't know.
I mean, if you compare him to like a Jason Hopper or Dallin,
yes,
like or
fair.
Velmer or any, like he's just not like super interesting to listen to.
Said maybe she's got a new boo, or maybe she's just in a like, I don't know, different parts of the season, better place. Who knows? Maybe she's just in a good mood. I do think that I think about this often because I grew up watching tennis, and I think I've used this example that people think Serena Williams was like so impolite or like not friendly. I think people expect athletes, and I get it. I get that it's part of their job to do media and whatever, but I think at the end of the day, they're not obligated. They're not obligated to be big personalities to do anything. And I think like sometimes athletes probably have to like get in a certain zone or a certain mindset to win, to perform, and we can hold that against them. I like think about Matt Frazier. I thought he had no personality when he competed and stopped competing. And you're like, wow, here's this like crazy, awesome personality. And I think that's fair. Like their job is to be an athlete. It's cool that some of them have these personalities and do all of these things, and that's great. But should we be holding it against them when they don't? I guess it's harder to root for them, but I don't think it necessarily is like people are like, oh, she doesn't take photos, she doesn't do this. I'm like, they're not obligated to do that. I think it's like nice when they do it, but they're there for a job. So I don't know. I don't think that I think maybe we hold athletes to a higher pedestal than we should.
I mean, I think if you are in the spotlight, that no, while you're not required to, like that does kind of come with part of the job, and people expect you to be personable in some aspect. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine. You want to focus on the sport, that's cool. But like you have to understand how you might be perceived,
Yeah.
and
And then
that's
like
your
are they
choice.
good for CrossFit? I think someone's asking that question. You're there. People are right. It's probably not great for CrossFit that they won. I think that,
I don't think that's true at all.
but I don't think that they owe it to be good for CrossFit. That's what my take is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're the best. Who cares? Do you know what I mean?
I like in no way, shape, or form do I think that it's like, do I see them winning and I think, wow, that really sucks for CrossFit. Like, so Laura's not doing CrossFit right now. So what? Like, even if you do Rogue or WFP or whatever competition, like you are still
A world-class athlete.
practicing the methodology. Like, say
Mhm.
what you will like about WFP, but like we're all doing CrossFit or functional fitness or whatever. And by them showing up to these events, no matter what it is, it's like helping spread the word, and it's hopefully inspiring one other person to do it and helping CrossFit or functional fitness grow and making people healthier. Like, I truly don't understand. Nobody
T-Bird,
is going to look at that and
T-Bird.
say, sorry, like it's bad for CrossFit. Like,
Yeah, and I like, again, is it good that they're not doing those things or like not having big personality, whatever it is, not taking a lot of photos or interviews? Probably not good, but I also don't think it's bad.
I don't
That's
think it's not good, but it's just like you're just not interesting. And that
yeah,
that just is like that's not good or bad. You're just not. At least I don't think you are. That like don't love that kind of personality. There are plenty of people who do, and that's okay. But like you
mhm.
can't have the best of both worlds. Like, oh, you have to win events and you have to be like the most likable person or like the bubbliest personality. Like you're usually not going to get both. I also like didn't like Tia for that reason. I didn't
I
think she
was
was super
just thinking
personable,
that,
and
like,
she's won a
she is the
million
same,
times.
and she's good for CrossFit, quote unquote, right? Um, my other, this isn't a prediction, but I wanted to bring it up. I think that Justin's okay. I was, I will admit, way back when he won, I was like, it's a fluke. He shouldn't have won. And then when he won the second year, I was like, I don't know how he's pulling this off because I don't feel like there's like in my mind at that time, I remember I went to the games where it was after he had won two, the third year when he didn't do well or whatever.
Who is this? I'm sorry.
Justin Medeiros. Sorry, did I not
Oh,
say
okay. I thought you said Jason, and then you started talking about the second. I was like, I'm confused. Anyway,
maybe I said Jay. Sorry, I'm brain dead. Sorry, that's a bad thing to say. I have brain fog. Justin Medeiros, there's no event at the time. This was when after he had won two, that I was like, that's a Justin event. He's gonna win. Like I was like, I don't know. Like there's nothing that I'm like, because he did win without really winning any events, right? And I kind of talked some smack, and I think he's on the up and up, and he's gonna like make a comeback and could win it again. I think he's talked a lot about being like a happier athlete, changing a lot of things about like he really cheers for the other guys. He's not trying to be this quiet champion. He's trying to be who he is. And like he's got some fire under him. Like I see it. And we were talking about this. Like I think he's here to play again. Like he could be a contender for podium anywhere he goes.
bear with me, guys. I was actually gonna say that I was not a Justin fan when he was winning. For what I'm always a hater, right? But I saw him this weekend and I was like, I feel like
Get some
he's gonna make a
fire
splash. I don't know if he's going to ever win the CrossFit games again, but I think he could be a good contender.
for
And
podium. I mean, I
yeah,
thought that at WFP also, like he just seemed like he was coming up, and then at SoCal, and then yeah, I mean, second
I,
place at Rogue. And he's
yeah,
not I don't think he's like known for being for his strength. Like he is strong, but I don't think he's one of the strong like his Oli is not one of the strongest in the field by any means. And he looked good. He looked
I think
good.
I think he looked great, and it made me excited. And maybe it's because he's put himself out there a little more. Maybe I'm just paying more attention to the content. Like I listened to some of the Boys Interrupted stuff, and we have spent some time around him, so maybe I just like him more as a person than before. But it does make me a little excited. I'm a fan now, so I have to retract what I had said about him and not being a fan when he was winning. I'm excited that he's like still in it. So,
and he's also, from just like having interviewed him a few times now and been behind the scenes, whatever, awesome human, like so nice,
super
such
cool.
a
I got to spend some time with their dog at SoCal, and
so cute,
adorable, and the best. Like just laid at your feet and slept. So cute.
yeah, tip top shape. I was impressed.
He looked fantastic. I think he looks amazing. I'm excited to see what he does next year for sure.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep up. Were you a fan of his burpees? We kind of talked about this. Judge let it slide. So, and like if you have to replay something, it doesn't matter anyway, right? A replay doesn't matter because we don't do that. But if you have to replay it and you don't notice it in real time, I don't know. It just is what it is. And it also doesn't matter.
That's one of those things that I said, like Laura Horvath's handstand push-ups, had they no repped her, I don't think she could have done them. With Justin, had they no repped him, it would have cost a few seconds and he would have got his chest to the deck. Like it's not that, like, what does Killer say? They have the capacity. What is it? His line? Oh my God, I'm losing my brain. Like, but they have the capacity or whatever. They have the, not capacity. Someone help me out. But anyways, Justin definitely has the capacity to do burpees. It just, he was going fast and the judge didn't call it. And I don't think it would be hard to try to do that. Like that's just happening because you're going fast.
Correct. Agreed. What, I don't know what Ed is saying. Any truth to what Brian said?
Like, I don't know about Brian, but I do know way back when he first started dating Ellie, there was a video of him playing like video games with Ellie. And they were like, this is why he's doing bad, because like he has a girlfriend, so he's not spending time on training or whatever. And it was a whole thing. I don't know Brian ever saying that. But that was like a whole thing. And Justin like called Hiller out during a Boys Interrupted episode and was like, me having a girlfriend and playing a video game was not indicative of me not training hard enough. Like I actually have balance in my life. I think it's just trolling,
God forbid.
I don't think having a girlfriend or significant other is changed his ability to be a champ. I think that's crazy.
No, I think he just had a bad bout, or the field just got a lot fitter. Like I feel like those guys were in a transitional phase. Like Frazier and everybody else that was in it, and we got some new people in the field, and it got harder. And he just wasn't the fittest at that moment of time. But
also can have better or worse years, competitions, etc. Talking about no reps, Austin's deadlift was definitely a no rep, but they let him, they said go, so he went. So, that's a judge's fault.
Not a great weekend for either of them. Definitely not for Haley. I think Austin finished middle of the pack, but Haley definitely had a tough weekend.
Yeah.
Hate to see it, but not surprised. We also said that as well, that it wasn't going to be a good event for her. So
it's a stronger athlete event, and there was like high volume dubs, which were bad for her. So
I'm just gonna touch on this. Him saying I have balance in him saying I have balance in his life does tell me he won't ever win the games, and I'm not trying to be mean, but did Frazier or Rich ever?
Okay, I will say though, Jason literally moved away from Vermont because he was like, I can't train the way Matt did. I need more balance in my life. And then he won being at home, having more of a life, saying he had more balance. So I'm going to say it's athlete dependent. Some people are like Matt and Rich who can't have any balance and have to be, but I will say Matt did have a partner who was very supportive. So the whole Ellie thing is kind of whatever. I think is different depending on the athlete. Like everyone performs different. Some people need that space. I mean, Emma Lawson said she took time to find herself outside of the gym, create a lot more balance. She looks fitter and stronger than ever. And I think she could be a contender for podium at the games or any competition she goes to. So I think it's person dependent.
But do you think, like, thinking about those people, and I'll put Tia in there as well, like the most dominant people, is there anybody else in the field that's
I mean,
doing that right now? I feel like there's not.
definitely has balance. She has a child. Like, you can't have a child and not have balance.
No, I just mean, I guess like pre-child, even though she's still like the reigning champ.
Yeah.
Like all three of them were so dialed in all of the time, would not like cut their own steak with a steak knife, right? Like
I'll never. That's
who
the
else
crazy
does
thing.
like there's nobody like that in the field, I feel like now. There is
Yeah.
nobody that is that dialed in. I feel like balance is the new thing. Like, how can I have a life and be super fit, and still try to win the CrossFit Games? Like, I don't know any of these
That's
people
it,
personally, but I can't think of one person that is like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's going to be athlete dependent, and that some people thrive better that way and some need more things in their life. I think that maybe that's what breeds a champion, but I also I don't know. I think you could be dominant and have other, like, I don't know. We say balance. Like, look, we say Jason Hopper has balance. He's probably still training 48 hours, 4 to 8 hours a day. He's just his balance, cutting your own steak. Like, what are we saying? Do you know what I mean?
But that's the different. Like, if Jason was in the same field as Matt for 100 times over, like Matt is always going to win, and maybe it is
Yeah.
those little things is why Matt's
I
going to
don't
win
think
over
that
anybody
is.
else.
I think he's just a once in a lifetime athlete, and I think Tia's just a once in a lifetime athlete.
And
I mean,
Rich, I mean, all of the reigning champs are like who have won years over years over years.
but I mean, Rich had a family, had kids, all those things. I don't think.
Who's taking? I mean, I don't know, but like I would
Yeah.
assume that his Hillary's very involved and
Yeah.
takes care of the majority of things.
Maybe Jeff Adler is someone who's kind of like
I could see that.
super dialed in. Yeah, I would say maybe him.
I could see Adler. I mean, he's obviously not performing that well besides this past weekend, but I think we're seeing
Maybe he is so great. I think we're being unfair to Jeff because
he's just had a bad couple, like he didn't do great at the games. And I went back to be like, were we crazy for saying that? He didn't finish. I mean, I don't remember, maybe 7th or 6th at the games. And then we watched him bomb at WFP a few months before that. So I think we just had some recency bias, maybe.
we also like top 10 at the games is still pretty freaking great. So.
No, that's what I'm saying. But he went from winning to 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think also he was injured. Like now he's clearly healthier, and maybe we'll see a more dominant version of him again. Who knows?
Is he going to WFP to the finals? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he didn't miss. He was there. You're right.
Yeah.
Forgettable sometimes,
All the pros go to the final.
What?
All the pros get to go to the final.
Well, if they miss though,
you still go to the final.
You still get to go if you've earned 0 points.
They're just worse. Yeah, they're less likely. Yes, all the pros are going to the final. The others get invited. The pros do all of them. There was a spot for the pros at all the competitions.
So like Haley Adams could go.
Yeah, but she's not.
But she could, even though she missed.
Yeah. She would not. She would, even if she won, she wouldn't get a pro card because her points are so low. Next year, so there's not really a point in her going, but they have a spot at all of them.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Anything else?
I think that's it.
This was fun. I liked the surprise that you didn't know what I was going to say.
I know. It was like.
I actually, speaking of our sponsor, I did get the cherry.
Is it not the best? Is it better than what you had? It slaps, right?
No, it's definitely one of my favorites. But lemonade is really good. The lemonade is good, but the cherry I like the cherry a lot.
I
was
also
glad we
love
got
like tart in general, so I'm biased, but I think it's good.
the cherry was very good, so that was a good call. Speaking
Yeah.
of, this episode is brought to you by RF Supplements, the NSF certified supplement brand trusted by athletes who demand clean, effective performance. From protein powders to peptides, RF Supplements has everything you need to perform at your best. No fillers, no shortcuts, just science-backed formulas built for real results. Check them out at rfsupplements.com and use code RF-ITBO for 15% off your orders. RF Supplements, fuel your potential. Get the cherry hydration because it is good.
Yeah.
Love
I'm
it.
obsessed with it. It's my daily one.
I don't know what that means, but same time next week.
We'll see you
Unless
there.
anything changes, we'll let you know.
Go follow us on Instagram, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Thank you. We appreciate all of you.
You guys were the best. Thanks for chatting.